New details on s1MPLE'S potential super team. Valve broke the game again. Cobblestone might be coming back, and the results of the IEM Cologne group stage. Hello there, friends. This is CS2 News Hub. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. And we shall kick things off with something we missed the last time. So, turns out, data miners found more than just the chicken update and the potential armory content. There's also a fun little surprise hidden in the code. Apparently, there's now a skin for the ball. Yeah, that football from Dust 2. Gay follower discovered a line of code referencing to a golden version of the ball, which is basically a skin. When it's getting added, if it's getting added, or why it even exists, no one knows. Maybe it's just a stylish nod to real-life football trophies, or who knows, maybe a teaser for some kind of a mini-game? Now onto something more serious. Gay follower also dug up something big in the game files. It looks like the legendary Cobblestone might be returning with a snowy twist. There are new files referencing the map, including snowflake textures and even a shader toggle for disabling the snow effect, which clearly hints at a winter-themed version of Cobble. Here's a quick reminder, Cobblestone used to be one of the community's favorite maps, but Valve removed it from the competitive map pool back in 2018, replacing it with Dust 2. Although it's still unclear if the map is coming back into the official pool or just as a casual throwback, or maybe as a community map, like Euro for example. I also remind you that Valve previously showed interest in bringing back Cache, another fan favorite, but also a community map that Valve actually bought out. Although just as Cobblestone, it's still in the works and hasn't officially returned yet, and no one knows when it will happen. But if Valve continues their current trend of rotating maps every 6 months, we might actually see these two coming back sooner than expected. Guys, which one is your favorite, Cobblestone or Cache? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Before we move on to the next news, let me tell you about CSGO Fast, as they're turning 10 years. CSGO Fast is the oldest and most trusted website in the history of CS skin games. Feel like Gaben is unfair to you? On CSGO Fast you can open tons of profitable cases and pull that dream skin you've always wanted. They've got a huge variety of games, including intense case battles. You can even invite a friend and win together. Surely you all love raffles. CSGO Fast runs free raffles every 6 hours, giving away skins to random participants. Plus, they regularly host special events. Right now is their 10-year anniversary, just look at the prizes up for grabs. And if you're a true CS veteran, you already know the community has trusted CSGO Fast for years. That's why they have a loyalty system for regular users and a ranking system with extra bonuses. Do I even need to mention skin prices? You already know they're awesome. And if you don't want to deposit, no problem, you can always use the referral system to earn points. Use promo code CSGO News Live to get plus 10% to your deposit and a free case. The link will be in the pinned comment. Now, my friends, we'd be lying if we said that the latest update came without issues. After all, this is Valve we're talking about. You know, it's just a small independent studio with a couple of workers in it. So at first, it seemed like the problems were just animation related, but things quickly escalated. For example, on many deathmatch servers, everyone was spawning in the exact same spot, making it impossible to warm up properly. So yeah, the DM servers were basically dead, but as it turned out, the update broke not just DM servers, it messed with all the custom server plugins. As Nikodos put it, thanks Valve for the new warm-ups. Too bad he was being sarcastic. And honestly, that wasn't all, because, I don't know, coincidentally or not, the update also managed to break all of Steam. Players couldn't properly launch most online games, and even single-player titles took forever to sync. FACEIT also took a hit. They had to rush out emergency fixes just to stop players from crashing or getting stuck in matchmaking queues for half an hour. But even even that didn't really help. For example, during the 90 minutes of his play, NaTaSuffix managed to die a lot of times just behind walls, and not from wallbangs, but from the delay, worse than anything he'd experienced in the past month. And Heroic's young star straight up said that CS after the update felt like gaming in 1850s on a NASA computer. But my friends, here's the twist. There was actually one huge bug that made the game better. Yeah, you heard it right, a bug that players actually liked. According to the community and the voices of the people, most of the cheats just stopped working. Even cheat developers confirmed that the number of cheaters is at its lowest right now. Was it intentional? No one knows. Valve hasn't said anything about the changes to VAC. But on the other side, knowing Valve, some genius things happen, and maybe this is one of them. You know, we wanted to get rid of cheaters, and, well, they basically did it, sacrificing a lot of things, but, well, we got what we wanted. Now, let's surely hope that Valve will patch things. And this part, I mean, cheaters being kicked in the butt, will stay broken, because, for once, players are actually enjoying the game. Now, even with some good news, like cheaters disappearing, there is always something worrying in the background. Not so long ago, we talked about how Valve decided to start deflating the Steam skin market by introducing new rules, the trade reversal system, which slowly but surely is messing with the skin trading market that had been growing for years. But while many were aware of the skin market bubble, very few realized there is a similar one hanging over the entire esports industry. According to Richard Lewis, and you know what, we believe him, ESL FACEIT Group is preparing for massive layoffs. The reason is basically that they want to shift towards a more profitable model. And you know what? Loba also talked about this earlier, saying that FACEIT fired around 20 people, and they basically dropped the plans to improve their anti-cheat system. In short, all of these cuts are looking to be aimed at reducing damage, so when the bubble does burst, if it bursts, these companies can take the hit and recover faster. But on the other hand, these companies are basically owned by sheikhs. Are you really low on money? Now, there's one person who is taking the slow and steady path to recovery, and it's simple. In case you missed it, we discussed in the previous episode that he joined a tier 2 or maybe even tier 3 team, which is called BCG, and they had been missing the 5th player. People were speculating who would fill the spot, and now it's already confirmed. The team picked Andu, and you might remember him from his time with Gamer Legion. They also brought in a coach, former tier 2 player Ami, and this will actually be his first time leading a team as a head coach. I mean, and his first player is basically Simple himself. Poor Ami's gonna have a hard time. There were also rumors that Tom might join the team, who is a famous Eastern European streamer, but that's not gonna happen. Still, it doesn't seem like Simple is planning to stay long. Thorin said that he heard from reliable sources that Simple signed a short-term deal just to 2 or 3 months, until October. So either the scene doesn't believe in him anymore, or this is all a part of some secret plan to climb back to the top. And honestly, he might just do it. Blade said that Simple just needs to reignite the spark, like Kerrigan or Apex, and if he does, returning to tier 1 is totally within reach. Guys, what do you think? Will we see Sasha back on top again or not? Let us know in the comments below. Speaking of Blade, the greatest coach of all time, he recently shared his thoughts on roster changes and came to a conclusion that actually makes a lot of sense. He said that right now, if an org can't sign a player, a superstar like Rops or Donk, the best move is basically to build one. Pick up a young, promising player and help him grow through hard work and structured training. Sure, it might look like a step back at first, and people will definitely criticize it, but just take a look at MOUZ or Team Spirit. Those projects basically prove the method works, and NaVi basically decided to go the same route by signing Mikaze. I mean, he's not putting up numbers like Kiyosuke just yet, but people are already noticing his high individual level and serious approach, and tend to forget about the toxicity factor. Maybe it's the Blade effect already kicking in, or maybe the kid's just holding back. We'll see. And now, my friends, since we're already talking about the teams who are taking part at IEM Cologne, let's break down the group stage results and see who impressed us a lot and who still has some work to do. We shall start with the teams that made it to the playoffs. So, things are looking solid for the new season. MOUZ and FURIA will face off in the first quarterfinals, while NaVi and the Mongols in the second. Vitality and Team Spirit are already waiting for them in the semi-finals. You see, out of all these teams, only NaVi and Team Spirit made roster changes, and while NaVi seems to be finding some real progress, both Ime and the new guy Makazi are stepping up, Team Spirit has some clear issues. Zwei isn't quite up on the level yet. Either the team didn't have enough time to integrate him into their system, or the pressure is just hitting too hard. Whatever the case, his performance so far has been critically underwhelming. And that said, Spirit's brought back boot camps, so hopefully that helps him settle in. But also, as a side note, I have to say that Zweig's roles and duties are basically Magix's, which is anchoring and supporting. And also he has Donk on the team, so we basically shouldn't expect a lot from him in terms of stats. Now let's talk about the teams that almost made it to the playoffs of the IEM Cologne. Real contenders who just fell short. First up, FaZe Clan. Ever since Brokey came back, things have been looking better for them. His shots are landing more consistently now, and he overall looks good, despite all the drama around Simple and the hate that came with it. Right now, the team's clearly doing their best. If they fix things up just a little bit more, they might actually become playoff material in the next event. But for now, they're out. Another surprise playoffs contender that didn't make it was Ninjas in Pyjamas. They already showed a lot of promise in PGL Astana, proving that people have been underestimating them due to the slump of the recent years. But now, with Snappy rebuilding the squad around himself and his tactics, their gameplay is looking much sharper. And I mean, Kaspersky has been an absolute beast. Watching his performance against NaVi on map 3 made you wonder why he wasn't picked up by a top-tier team sooner. But unfortunately, Ninjas in Pyjamas fell short of the playoffs. Also guys, I have to note that Ninjas in Pyjamas pulled out of the upcoming Blast Open London qualifiers, and they will be replaced by NaVi Jr. But I guess the extra prep time might actually play in their favor. Now let's talk about the real disappointments of IEM Cologne. First name that comes to mind, yeah guys, Falcons. They just picked up a young star, but now it feels like two of their previous star players just stopped showing up, especially Nico. Right now it looks like Kyosuke is stuck playing 1v5 or 2v5 while the rest of the team is just chilling AFK. Still, gotta be honest with you, Maxim had a fantastic debut, and if the team can rally around that, there's potential, and a lot of it. The second underperformer is G2. Even after picking up the heroic duo, things haven't really improved for them. To be fair, only Heavy God and Malbs were putting in the effort. I mean, Mattis is still a newbie and he is just trying to step up, while Hunter, well, he's now in IGL and he's trying to frag consistently, but that's not enough. But there's one huge problem, S1MPLE'S. The Spanish Opera seems to have just stopped hitting shots. He used to be Heroic's main player, but now it's the opposite on G2. Maybe it's just the pressure, maybe he's just out of shape, but maybe it's all the constant comparisons to Monacy, or maybe they just swapped him out during the transfer window. Who knows? The rest of the teams at IEM Cologne fought hard, but dropped out early. So the playoffs bracket is now set. We just have to wait for the matches and cheer for the best. IEM Cologne is looking promising. And now, my friends, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button to follow the channel and drop by in the comments below, because it helps us develop a lot. I'm not saying goodbye for a long time, friends. See you soon.